Okay, so I've been meaning to do a video all week, but I've been working full time and juggling a job. It gets kind of difficult. It's been a while since I've had to do it, being unemployed for a little bit. So, week one into powerlifting meet prep. It's been going pretty good. My lifts are feeling really good. I'm feeling really strong, which is nice because of the setbacks I had with my back. So I thought I would just talk about a little bit of what I've been struggling with after prep and how hard it is. So stepping away from my prep was really, really hard. And looking back at it, it really made me realize kind of the negative relationships that I've had with food for a really, really long time. It's upsetting to realize the negative relationships that you've established with something to the point that it impedes on your goals. Food has always been my kryptonite. It's been, my reward system as well as my punishment system. And I've always been overweight my whole entire life. Again, always came back to eating as being something that I used as a tool to deal with emotions. I was, until 17, pretty overweight. Lost probably about 30 or 40 pounds. I would binge and I would purge because of a fear of getting fat. Lost a little bit more weight, and then gained some of it back again, which would have been 2 years ago. And that was when I started running all the time, lost 20 pounds, and then started powerlifting, which has been the last kind of 14 months-ish of my life. Powerlifting was great though, because it was something that I could do that would offset the fact that I liked food. It was accepted, it was okay. I seemed to not gain, not lose, put on muscle, and it was great. Hurt my back and decided, I always kind of wanted to have abs and to have that aesthetics. And so stepping away bodybuilding was a really, really good option, which is great. I still plan on doing figure. That's still a huge goal of mine. But again, back to stepping away from the figure competition, I've identified the fact that this unhealthy relationship with food is an issue, and I want to fix it. In the last 3 weeks, especially in the last week, it's even become more apparent, at least with, figure prep. I didn't cheat for 8 weeks. I stayed to my diet pretty strictly. And I made tons of progress, but it almost like awakened this fear, getting lean and kind of being in, more of a body state that I wanted to be in, and then taking it away and giving me more leeway and, more room to kind of play around with calories, to play around with food, more room to give myself excuses for, accidentally eating more carbs than I should, snacking, that kind of stuff. It let things get out of control. In my head, it's a constant fear of getting fat, of regressing back to what I was before I got lean, because I was really happy with the way my composition has become. And instead of just following a plan and being okay with it and treating myself here and there, it's like uncontrollable, this eating and not being able to stop. Like, it's literally compulsion. It's the same thing an alcoholic would feel. I get it with, once in a while with food, like anything I can snack on. It's just, sometimes it gets out of control. It seems so simple, but it's actually so upsetting that, something that is supposed to be a positive and something that's supposed to be helping me is actually a legitimate fear of mine. I want to be able to just, enjoy things here and there and still progress with bodybuilding and with powerlifting. And instead I'm so focused on the fact that I'm afraid of putting on weight and what people are going to think going from one thing to another and maybe not looking as good as I was before. Just a little bit of insight into even the people who seem the strongest and the most put together have their own issues that they're dealing with, and you know, it's just a lot of trial and error that I've been doing in my life. And this is just kind of it. I mean, obviously, I've identified a problem, and stepping away from the prep was a really, really good way to do this. It's not that I'm not happy with myself or happy with my body. It's just that there's such a subconscious fear of ballooning out of control that it's subconsciously almost impossible for me to separate the two things of knowing what I'm doing is good and conducive for success, but having this underlying fear. I'm just trying to find that balance, I guess, and comfort in knowing that what I'm doing is good enough, and that having a positive relationship with the things I'm putting in my body is what's going to expedite my success even more. I definitely didn't expect this to be easy, but I definitely didn't expect this to be one of the aspects that I was going to have to deal with. I kind of thought when I was powerlifting that I was going to be over these negative relationships, and that's clearly not really the case. Mind is a very, very powerful thing, so I definitely expect to try and maneuver my way around an answer for it. Maybe someone has some insight. I'm definitely open to hearing your guys' stories and